Welcome to the Journal Editorial Report. I'm Paul Gigot. Hillary Clinton clinched the Democratic presidential nomination Tuesday, making history as the first woman to top the ticket of a major political party. President Obama officially endorsed his former Secretary of State in a video released Thursday, saying he is fired up and ready to hit the campaign trail, with their first joint appearance scheduled for Wednesday in Wisconsin. Joining the panel this week, Wall Street Journal columnist and deputy editor Dan Henninger, editorial board member Dorothy Rabinowitz, Washington columnist Kim Strassel, and Best of the Web columnist James Taranto. So, Dorothy, you saw the rollout on Tuesday, the victory. What did you think about that presentation?
I thought it was traditional and terribly professional and very heartwarming to her fans, and it must have come as a great surprise to all of the people, all of the public that has heard about this tired, worn-out hag who's facing this great revolutionary who is going to run roughshod over her. And then guess what? A huge kind of defeat for him from everyone unexpected, including...
This is for Bernie Sanders, you're talking.
Yes. Yeah. The independents came after her, everyone else
California.
did. That's right. And, of course, there's nothing like a little taste of victory to make the candidate look even more glowing.
All right, James, and you saw, I think, the big news this week is the degree to which the Democratic Party is uniting behind Hillary Clinton. You saw and it was choreographed quite well. I mean, first you had Elizabeth Warren come out, and then Barack Obama come out, and then Joe Biden come out, and then President Obama meets with Bernie Sanders in the Oval, gives them the photo op as they walk out, and then he takes the poison and says, I'm dropping out of the race.
And let's not include the mainstream media, which have treated this essentially as the coronation of a queen as opposed to a victory of a Democratic politician. And it's true, the Democrats are very united now, at least the Democrats in Washington.
Right.
Mrs. Clinton clearly won decisively, even though she won much, I mean, it was much harder for her than it was supposed to be. Nobody thought Bernie Sanders would get as far as he did. If we were talking about this a year ago, I don't know if Bernie Sanders' name would even have come up. And so I think she does have to win over some of those Sanders supporters who might otherwise be inclined to stay home or vote for the Green Party.
What did we learn about the way she's going to run against Donald Trump? Dan?
I don't think we have quite learned how she's going to run against. Yes, I don't. Because
I think I got an indication. I don't think it's going to be morning in America.
It's not going to be morning in America.
I think it's going to be nightmare in America if Donald Trump wins.
Well, she's going to run against Donald Trump,
right,
saying he's not temperamentally fit. I think that's risky because Donald Trump will escalate and start attacking her personally. And he'll put her on her heels for the entire campaign if that's the course she takes. The bigger question is, whose politics is she going to run? Is she going to run on the politics of Bernie Sanders or of Bill Clinton? And I say that because I think Hillary still believes that the winning politics at the presidential level in America are somewhere in the center. She always had one foot in the center during those debates. But now, after Bernie Sanders and all this negotiation with Bernie, the question is, will she run more clearly as a progressive?
Well, and Dorothy, Bernie Sanders pulled her to the left during the primaries. Is she going to move back to the middle or not?
Yes, I think she is. I think if you look at her, the absolutely intractable force that she ran and the stubbornness, if you run this way, if you've been looking for this role for most of your adult life, you are not going to allow yourself to be anyone but your own self. Ultimately, it may not show up until if she ascends to the presidency, but I don't think she is going to allow herself to be seen as entrapped by devotion to Bernie Sanders or Barack Obama.
Well, that's an interesting point, Kim, because one of the things I think we saw this week with the President Obama's choreography and enthusiastic endorsement was the degree to which he wants her to win. He views a Hillary Clinton victory as an extension of his legacy. And in some ways, I think it's going to be his job to mobilize the Obama coalition that isn't all that thrilled about her. I'm talking about young people in particular and minorities, but he really wants her to win.
Yeah, and that's why I slightly disagree, I think, with Dan and Dorothy. I think she is going to run far more to the left because she certainly positioned herself that way during the primary, and she still does have to win over those Bernie supporters who are part of that coalition that you were describing. Now, this is interesting because I think this is Trump's real two openings, in that what you're getting here, and he's going to give an address on this next week, is the Clintons and all their 1990s unethical Hillary still out there doing the same things, and he's going to hit on that. But you're not getting the 1990s Bill Clinton center-right economic policies. I think she is going to run to the left, and that Trump is going to hit her hard on that.
Respond to Kim.
Well, I think she's taking some risk if she does that. Look, Bill Clinton was nominated in 1992 as a centrist Southern Democrat because the old San Francisco Democrats who got wiped out in 1972 with George McGovern could not win. And the question is, has the Democratic Party changed? Yes, it has. It's now the party of the left. How much has the country changed? It is the country so far to the left now that Hillary could successfully run a campaign like that.
James, go ahead.
But complicating all of this ideological analysis is the fact that Donald Trump is not a traditional conservative and is in some ways takes some positions that we would have considered left-wing before this year.
That's why it's going to be a temperamental, personal attack that I think she's going to use on Trump to disqualify him or try to.